Hey guys, what's going on? I promise you, all this pink that I'm wearing is not intentional. Pink is probably my least favorite color in the rainbow, except for this lipstick. This is my favorite lipstick of forever. It's Kat Von D Bauhaus. Oh my god, this lip color is everything. I didn't even plan on making a video today, to be completely honest with you, but I'm sitting around the house and I'm supposed to be writing, but I'm not. And of course, my brain goes, Cleo, how much more time can we waste? Let's make a video. Mini Pat MaGrath Labs Mothership Subversive palette for a while. I got it at the same time that I got the Ilia foundation, which, sidebar, I am in love with this foundation. I've been wearing it every day since I got it, and I don't know, maybe its claims of being a serum are true, because I've seen a difference in my skin since I've been wearing it. Like, my skin looks like it's clearer, which is kind of weird, but that foundation, like, low-key makes me uncomfortable. Every time I put it on, it low-key makes me uncomfortable, and that's because of the color range. Like, every time I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put this foundation on, but then every time I think about it, I'm like, damn, my shade is the darkest shade. Yeah, it low-key kind of makes me uncomfortable, and I'm actually actively thinking about returning it, even though I love it so much. But yes, seriously, it makes me sad and uncomfortable. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. This bad boy right here is $55. If you know anything about Pat MaGrath, girl. If you know anything about Pat MaGrath, she is a world-renowned editorial makeup artist, and she came out with her own line, I want to say a year ago, I believe it was. She came out first with these kits. I think they were just lip kits that were filled with sequins and were incredibly messy, and just took off from there. And then about, I want to say maybe 6 months ago, she came out with eyeshadow palettes. There are, I believe, 4 full-size eyeshadow palettes. They come with 6 colors each. No, I'm a liar. They come with 12 colors each in the full-size palettes, and they are $125. Yeah, no. I wasn't going to do that, even though I looked at the palettes and I was like, oh my god, these colors are so pretty. And I saw them swatched and I was like, those are super pretty. But I couldn't. Even when I did the VIB sale, and secret is kept, I spent over $1,000 during the VIB sale. I still couldn't do it. I really couldn't. I was just like, no. But then I got the email that these were about to drop soon, and I was like, ooh, tiny palettes. Well then, let's check these out. And this particular tiny palette is called La Vie en Rose, which, you know, I'm not sure why English speakers like that phrase, because it's not complimentary. It really is sort of a better value than the $125 one, because you're getting 6 shades for $55. But anyway, this is what it looks like. This is actually really pretty. The outer box for the Subversive, the large Subversive palette, looks like this, and it is a collector's item. So this is what it looks like. It's a woman's face on the front. You have this little thing right here. It opens up. It's like a triptych. So it opens like this, and there's a mirror at the bottom. It comes with 6 shades, and I'm not sure, but I do not believe that these are shades that are already in the palette. That's what the shades look like. The names aren't printed inside. They're on this, ooh, and I just scratched it, awesome. They're on this little plastic thingy, and then you have the shades, which look like this. I'm trying to get you to see it without showing the fact that I'm not wearing pants. Yeah, the shades look like this. Now, when I saw this on Sephora, of course, you know, Sephora, they be running amok with their Photoshop, so of course the colors looked a lot brighter, and I had something in mind when I decided to get this, and then I opened it and I looked at the colors and I was like, oh, so this is nothing like what I thought it was going to be. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But the colors are really pretty though. Like, the pans are pretty big. I do believe the pans are the same size as the ones in the large palette. So to me, this is a better deal because you're getting 6 shadows for $55 versus 12 shadows for $125. The only problem is this one doesn't have like a transition shade. Not really. You're gonna have to like go in with a different palette to get a more complete look. I'm just going to use this one today and see what we can do with it. And you guys know I'm really not that great with shadow, so that's really not my thing. But I'm gonna try anyway and see how it works out. So stick around and I will be right back. So like I said, when I bought this palette, I had a particular look in mind that I was going for. I don't believe that I'm going to be able to do that with this palette. For one, because the pink shade is not as deep as I thought it was going to be. It's not as deep or as vibrant as I thought it was going to be. But you know what? Let me swatch these and then I can make up my mind whether or not I still want to do the same thing that I was going to do before. So I'm going to swatch this row right here first. The first shade, ooh, hello. The first shade is Paranormal, Rose Risque, and the third one is Euphoria. Okay, so this is Paranormal, Rose Risque. Oh, you know what? It might be deep enough. And Euphoria. And Euphoria has a pinky shift to it, which is really nice. Alright, so I might be able to do something with these. Okay, this shade is Pale Fire, Purple Rain. Oh no, wait, no. That's Pale Fire. This is Purple Rain. And this shade right here is Gold Nectar. So we have Paranormal, Rose Risque, Euphoria, Gold Nectar. Hold on. So you have Paranormal, Rose Risque, Euphoria, Gold Nectar, Pale Fire, and Purple Rain. Okay, so the general consensus when the large palettes first came out was that they were phenomenal. The colors were super vibrant and beautiful, and that they were finely milled, they blended like butter, you know, they went on with one stroke. I'm not wearing primer today simply because I feel like if something is $55, then I really should be able to use it without a primer for 6 shadows. I mean, maybe I'm being unfair, but we gonna see. But in any case, when the original palettes first came out, everybody was like, oh, they're great quality, blah blah blah, you know, they're the best quality ever, Pat MaGrath is wonderful, blah blah blah. Okay, so the difference between these palettes are the reviews are wildly divergent. Some people are saying that the quality of the shadows aren't the same as the larger palettes, which I'm not sure why they would be different, but people are saying they're chunky, they're not very pigmented, they don't blend well, they hitch, and from what I just swatched right there, some of the colors are a little bit chunky, so we'll see. When I first got this palette, I had an idea of what I wanted to do. There's a look that I've been trying to do for a couple of months now, but for whatever reason, all the hot pinks that I've been getting have not been deep enough to really show up well on me, so I haven't been able to do what I've been wanting to do. This looks like it will be deep enough, but I don't have a real transition shade, so I'm just gonna work with it. I am going to go in with Paranormal as a transition shade. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to turn out a lot darker than I intend for it to, but what you gonna do? If you hear rumbling, that's my stomach. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna go in with Paranormal as my transition shade. So far I'm getting pretty decent color. I don't know if you can see. Yep, there it is. I was initially terrified that these colors were going to be a little bit too much to work with, but honestly, I don't really think that I'm going to have that problem. So Paranormal as a transition shade looks like it's pretty decent, but I think the shadows look like they're super buildable, so I think I'm probably going to be able to use it as a outer corner, outer V darkening shade as well if I need it. This is Paranormal as a transition shade, and now I am going to go in with Rose Risque. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. Whew. This just might do what I want. Okay, so one of the things that I'm noticing about these shadows right now is that they are infinitely layerable. What that means is that even though it seems to be going on very sheer and kind of blending away, I feel like I will probably be able to get this to be as colorful or as bright as I want it to be. Yeah, definitely. Seriously, I don't know what is up with my stomach because I've eaten already. It is about 1:30, but I've eaten, so it shouldn't be carrying on like that at all. Okay, now don't get me wrong, this Rose Risque color, it is bright. However, it is not as bright as it looks on camera, and I would prefer that it were a little bit, it had a little bit more depth, because in person it doesn't have a whole lot of depth. You know, the camera picks up other things, and sometimes the camera makes things look better, sometimes the camera makes things look worse. Like for instance, my texture on my face, like listen, in real life I can't really see that much texture on my face, but on the camera it's like whoa. So yeah, this, it's not as bright. It looks like it's almost as bright as my my sweater, but it's really not in person. But anyway, we're gonna keep going. Now I'm going to go into Purple Rain and blend it upwards in my crease. And I've been having a problem lately with purples that look like this that actually turn out to be pinks. So the fact that this is staying purple is a pretty good sign. Okay, now I'm going to turn the palette around so I can use the mirror. And then I'm going to go in with Gold Nugget. Wait, is that what it was called? Gold Nectar all over my lid. Like, seriously, there's enough space in here to print the names, like... Alright, yeah, so I'm going to go in with Gold Nectar. It is a little bit chunky, but I am kind of excited about this gold because usually in palettes, like, you don't get a lot of true golds in palettes. You get a lot of yellow golds, and I've been looking for a true gold for a minute, so here we go. Oh my god, yep, it's a true gold, but it's super flaky. Got particles getting everywhere. Oh shit, did I get in my eye? Oh, I think it got into my eye. I'll be right back. Yeah, this is a true gold. Whew. Flicky. This is a true gold, and I actually really like it. Now I'm just going to go back into Purple Rain and like blend it towards the center of my lid, just to get a little bit of diffusion and or I'm going to try anyway because it doesn't seem to want to. Still got gold flakes in my eyes. Yeah, so this purple shade has a lot of fallout. I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of fallout right here, so I'm gonna have to clean that up. Damn it. Okay guys, I'm back, and yes, my entire face is drama today. I don't know what the hell is going on, but yeah, I'm in a pretty dramatic mood today. So yeah, I know I'm wearing these dramatic ass lashes that I know that I'm supposed to trim, but I've been too lazy to do these so. Lashes are kind of fire. Yeah. Okay, anyway, yeah, so this is the final look for the Pat MaGrath teeny tiny, well not teeny tiny, mini subversive mothership, mini subversive mothership L'Avion Rose palette, and I have thoughts. I do have things first. The shadows are, I don't know, it may have seemed when I was doing it that I wasn't all that enthused about what I was doing, and it's one of these things that happens to me whenever I try really expensive shadows, because like the same thing happened when I got my Viseart palettes. I had 3 of them, and I just wasn't, I wasn't impressed. I mean, they were good shadows, but I'd used $40 palettes that did the same thing in terms of pigmentation, the way they applied, the lack of fallout. Viseart palettes have damn near 0 fallout, by the way, so in that sense they're worth it. But I had used other palettes that that performed, you know, equally as well and maybe a little bit better for like half the price. So personally speaking, like I'm never really an advocate of paying, you know, $80 and $125, hell, sometimes not even $55 for a palette. I just don't think it's necessary, but a lot of people do think it's necessary. I don't know, maybe you're a collector, because this is really very pretty packaging. So maybe you're a collector, maybe you just like Pat MaGrath, maybe you just have the money to spend like that. But to me, if I'm going to pay $55 for 6 shadows, they better not have any damn fallout. And these have a lot of fallout. Fire shade, it just kind of bunched up in my inner corner here. The pale fire shade and the gold nectar shade are super chunky. The gold nectar, if you remember, it got into my eye and I had to go into the bathroom and try to wash my eye out without ruining everything else. But yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Maybe the larger palettes perform better, because that's kind of what I'm hearing. Based on reviews on the Sephora website, the larger palettes perform better. These just don't seem to be up to par with the quality of the brand so far, and I'm just really not here for this palette. I don't think it's worth the money. The colors are very easily dupable, with the exception of maybe, yeah, no, they're all pretty dupable. This is a no for me. Damn, I'm really sad about that because this is so pretty. And I was actually going to pick up the other 2 small palettes during the, because there are 2 others, I believe, 2 or 3, 2. There are 2 others, and I was going to pick them up during the spring sale, but I guess I won't now because, yeah. Sorry guys, I really wanted to like it. The colors, you know, the end product looks good. The end product looks really good, but is a no for me. I need to go trim my damn lashes. I feel like they are not terrible quality. They're actually decent quality shadows for the most part. You know what? I can't even say that because here's the thing. I am mainly judging this palette on, number one, the hype around Pat McGrath shadows. Number one, the hype. Number two, the price point. Like I said, I don't expect to pay $55 and have my shadows have that much fallout or be chunky enough that it goes into my eye. Like, that's not cute. It's not. So, you know, it's going back to Sephora. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in as usual. I hope that I was helpful in helping you to decide whether or not you want to get one of these new Pat McGrath mini Subversive palettes, because honestly, I just don't think they're worth it. And I feel really bad saying that. I really do. Like, my feelings are kind of hurt saying that. But yeah, I just don't think they're worth it. It has too much fallout. Those two of the 6 shades are chunky as hell, and yeah, I just don't think it's worth it, but sorry. However, as usual, it's been real, it's been fun, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!